guys, you're welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. If it is your first time, please don't make it last by subscribing to my channel and turning on the bell so you can get notified whenever I post a video. So today is gonna be motherhood talks, and I have my friend, my sister, and I used to name is Talk with Mara. Introduce yourself.
Hi lovers, it's a girl Mara and I'm glad to be here. It's my privilege, honestly. Please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, I don't know what you're waiting for, because I know Lillian is vibe upon vibe. Hit on that button, and after watching this video, please, I'm begging you, check your baby get out. I'm there to give you lots of entertainment. Exactly.
Okay, first, I'll be asking you some questions, and I want your honest view and your experience. Although I know you are a young mom. You've been a mom for how many years now?
For 4 years.
Okay, and this is my third year in motherhood. Next question is, when is the best time to start ANC? That's antenatal care.
Oh. I will advise the moment you discover you're pregnant. Honestly, I've seen a lot of cases where mother will say, it's not my first baby, I don't want to do this, I've already had experience. Come on, we are talking about a life growing inside of you. So if you ask me medically, I will say, once you realize that you are pregnant, head straight to the hospital. Get the proper checkup. Let a doctor, a nurse see you, check you out. You might be saying that you have the experience because of your first baby is maybe a little bit easier. You don't know the second one is coming with a lot of, difference. There's, this thing about pregnancy, each stage has its own time. Your body changes, the hormone can react this way, the next time it reacts in another way. So once you realize that you're pregnant, head straight to the hospital.
Same thing. I will advise same thing, because my second baby, when I was pregnant for my second baby, I didn't want to go to the hospital. My mom was like, let's go to the hospital. I was like, no, hospital for what? Please, let's wait till after 3 months. And I noticed that I was very sick. My mother was like saying, baby, let's go to the hospital. This one I said it's normal pregnancy symptoms. Like I had that I was thinking that it's just normal pregnancy symptoms, not until I went to the hospital. Because when the thing got to me, like I was very, very, very sick. Like I was so sick, I was so down that I couldn't even help myself. I was just lying down on the bed. I was always on the bed, like I was doing nothing. So until I told my husband, oh, when it got to me here, I told my husband, okay, fine, let's go to the hospital. When I went to the hospital, I was tested, and the doctor found out that I had a very high malaria.
Can you imagine?
And she was shouting because when she brought out my blood for test, it was very dark, like it was so dark, and she was like, this is very bad for a pregnant woman. And she said if I had waited, I would have had miscarriage. But I'm grateful that I didn't lose the baby. In fact, my baby's with me. She's a year and 7 months now. So I will advise, like what you just said.
Exactly.
I really support it that immediately you find out you are pregnant, go to the hospital, so that there are some tests that are required. They will carry.
Sorry to cut you off. Some cases of ectopic pregnancy
Exactly
can be discovered earlier to prevent further damage and all that.
Exactly.
So when you try to sit at home and said, I've carried a baby before, I've been through pregnancy, I know how to manage myself. No, go there, let them check you. Although during my own first baby, I was not around, but my first visit to the hospital, I told the doctor, because I was still in school when I had Daniel, so they gave me enough of my routine drugs. So what I do is just take them regularly. I did not miss any till I put to bed. So that is it.
Okay. Next question now is how do you potty train a child, and when do you feel is the best time to start potty training a child?
This is very, very important. 2 years is okay. I don't know, maybe depending on you and your baby, if you're the type that you're always around, you can 2 years is perfect.
So
How 2 years is okay.
How do you potty train a child?
But with Desmond, we are still coaching him, training him. But with Daniel is more easy, because Daniel has a very, I don't know how to put it, but he gets so irritated with a little things. He can't just enter toilets when the place is messy. So he's always conscious of himself. Like he'll say, Mommy, I want to poo poo here, I want to poo poo this way. So I don't know, that little man is old. Like he's too old. He knows what to do by himself. You don't even have to tell him. I think because of his personality, and he got that from the dad. So, but with Desmond, we're still, coaching. Even
So that means you started potty training your first child, which is that
yeah,
Daniel at
Daniel,
age two years
yeah,
old.
2 years,
Okay.
and now he can perfectly do anything by himself, like go to the toilet after everything and all that.
So how did you do it? Like how did you pick up? Was it easy?
It wasn't. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's more of his personality. Little things irritate him. Do you get?
Okay.
So he can, even with diaper, when he was still putting on diaper, he cannot just wee wee on his. He will shout, "Mommy, mommy, this," because of his
Okay, okay,
personality. That's
okay,
so he always wants to get off the diaper, go to a toilet, and
okay.
pull whatever
Yeah.
that is
Now,
in
now
there.
I understand. But to me, for me, I would say I didn't potty train my child. I tried it, and in fact, my house was messed. It was a mess. So I think she started daycare at age a year and 7 months. That was when Zara,
Zara?
yes, my first
Oh.
child started daycare. So they helped me there. She just came back one day from school and said, "Mommy, I want to wee wee." I said, "I like, what did you say? Mommy, I want to wee wee." I just rushed. I got her potty and she sat on it and she weed. I
Yeah.
was so happy.
When they're
I
in the
didn't
midst
stress
of their
myself.
age.
So it to cut this long story short, like to me, if you should ask me, I feel don't rush that child. When
Yes.
that child is ready, you will know. When the
Yes.
child is ready to start potty training, like to start using potty, you will know. But if you
Exactly.
try to impose it on that child, that okay,
You must do this.
this person child started potty training at seven
No, that
months,
is totally
you must
wrong.
start. No, 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 no. You just
It's totally
like now
wrong.
your child started earlier than mine. That doesn't mean that my child is not smart or something. She wasn't ready, so she started using her potty at age before 2 years. Yeah, that was when my first baby started potty training. What's your take on exclusive breastfeeding and complementary food?
Oh,
Or
wow.
complementary food? Yeah. So what's your take? Do you breastfeed exclusively,
Of
or you
course.
give? Wow, really?
Of course, like my two sons, I always like exclusive breastfeeding is my best option. I did it for my first baby for complete 6 months, like no interruption, no water, like exclusive. Some people they don't understand the actual meaning of exclusive. Like I've seen some mothers, they say I'm doing exclusive breastfeeding, and you see them giving the baby water. Like, come on,
That's not
do
exclusive.
you know the meaning of that word exclusive?
That's nice.
So me personally, I did for the next 6 months the same thing with Desmond, like 6 months breastfeeding till you are 6. Then after that date, I can introduce any other thing.
Okay, so was it recommended by your doctor, or you just chose to breastfeed exclusively?
I think it was an agreement between me and my husband. Even before we started having, my husband was like, "Oh, he has been hearing about this. He would love me to do it." And I was like, "I know much about it, and I will do it." I wasn't working, so what would prevent me from, feeding my baby exclusively? So I always do it. It's not even a thing or difficult stuff.
Okay, did you do it because you went working? Like, if you were working, would you have chosen exclusive breastfeeding?
I don't think the answer will be no, because working will kind of limit. If you're working in any organization, the highest leave they can give is maybe 2 months.
Now it's 4 months.
Or it's 4 months. That is if it's a government, but it's private, they cannot give you such space. So I think that will limit the fact. Okay, let me just go with the answer. Maybe it's because of I'm not working exactly,
Okay.
because that gives me more time to be with the baby to breastfeed, because it's something that the baby has to be eating like almost every 10 minutes. So it's requiring enough of strength and all that.
So you prefer,
Yeah.
in a nutshell, you prefer exclusive breastfeeding to complementary.
Exactly.
But to me, I would say, like me getting pregnant, like I said, I made a video on that. It was unplanned, so I really didn't know much about exclusive breastfeeding. And my mom came, after giving birth, your mom will come to the picture, like she comes to your house. Exactly. So my mom she never supported that. In fact, after the day I gave birth, my mom gave my child water. She fed my child with water and glucose. I didn't do that.
Maybe they did it in the. I'm not sure.
My mom gave my baby water and glucose. She said for strength, and she said one thing or the other. But I didn't breastfeed. No, my two kids, I didn't.
Even when my mom came, she wanted to do something like that, but I told her not to. Like, if we want to go to the market, because sorry, if I want to go to the market, I'll be like, "Mommy, I'll be going to the market." She said, "Don't waste." I said, "I'm not going to waste." I said, "What if the baby starts crying?" I said, "If the baby starts, just pamper the baby, carry him along. Don't give him anything. I'm begging you." and she always threaten, like she'll come in, I'm about to give you what. I say, mommy, please don't do that. So that is the way mothers normally do. They will always do their own thing. At a point, she was against it. She was like, how can you? When they gave birth to you, they gave you water. I remember how you. I said, mommy, that is me. This is where I want to do my own.
But to be honest with me, if she asks me, I prefer complementary feeding to breastfeeding because I've heard stories. I didn't breastfeed my children exclusively, but I've heard stories that those children that were breastfed exclusively don't usually eat on time. I've heard of that. After 6 months,
Yeah.
When you now try to introduce solid to that child, the child
They
will
find it
reject.
difficult.
They find
Yeah,
it difficult. So that is, I don't
I've
like
heard
it.
that too, but I feel like it depends. Like me, generally, I'm a foodie. Like you, if you know me very well, I eat a lot. Forget this, I eat a lot. So my kids, I bring out time to feed you. Even if when you don't want it, I will force you. Like anyhow you want it. If you want it in a very rough way, you eat. For the fact that you eat that food, you must finish it.
Okay.
So that one is, I've heard a lot of mom complain I did exclusive for my baby and they find it difficult to eat. But me personally, I think mine was not difficult at all because I always push. I always go extra mile to make sure that that baby eats.
Okay. The next question I want to ask, which I feel you've already answered, is when do you introduce solid to your kids?
After 6 months, I think I like
After 6 months. So mine 3 months. 3 months. Not really solid like food, but at least I just like I just want them to have a taste
of
they
fish.
should just start getting used to it.
No,
Like the
6
first
months.
month we'll start putting soup.
And no,
That's how my mom taught me, and I've been going
6
down.
months I will start giving you everything. If I'm eating rice, anything I'm eating and my babies, I will give it to you. I'll just give you that spoon to taste it. So by 8 or 9 you should be able to eat rice, you should be able to eat swallow with me, you should be able to eat anything that come across the dining room. You should be able to take everything. Everything.
Yes, like before a woman starts giving birth, what are the things she is meant to do? Because you can't just start giving birth, right?
No, you have to prepare yourself.
Exactly. So like let's talk about it. I want to talk about it.
I think these things are very, very necessary, or would I say most important. Like even before being ready to give birth, you and your spouse has to go to hospital, check yourself out. I've seen a lot of couple, getting breakup towards their introduction, traditional marriage, and you will see some stories that yeah, he's AS and AS because of genotype. You should know this even before saying yes, I do. You should know all these things.
Exactly.
These are necessary things you should know before the love choke you. Like know the no, honestly, and it really breaks my heart seeing a lovey-dovey couple and you're about, oh, they're going to get married, and later they did not get married because of the husband is this. You should know this and know the right paths to follow. If you're heirs and your husband is, it's obvious that both of you cannot marry because you're going to bring a lot of children to the world and end up, suffering those children. So know the right thing to do. Prepare yourself medically. Check all these things out. HIV, a lot of infections. Sometimes people say they can do this and they cannot do this. Why are you scared? No, all infections are not only from sexual intercourse. Some of them are from other things, from cells, from things, from bacteria, things you eat. So just be free, be open to take this test and know your medical health, know yourself, know how good before you can bring a baby into the world. If you go to general hospital, you see a lot of kids crying for what they did not even
Yeah.
and it's painful. Like it's so painful.
Yeah, I understand. Because if you don't go for this test, the child ends up suffering.
I'm telling you.
Because imagine someone that is AS getting married to a partner that is AS or SS.
That is so.
There is a 99% chance that that child is going to be SS.
Of course.
Most cases like SS. That's why we have when you go to the hospital, like what you just said now. Yeah, there was a time I went to the hospital with my husband. I cried. Like I cried when I saw this baby. Like the baby was looking so, oh my god.
Like
I cried. So it is advisable before getting married. Not just motherhood, because before getting married, before saying, because you getting married means you want to spend the rest of your life with this person.
of
You are going
course.
to give birth for this person. It is
Live
advisable to
together.
it's advisable for you to consult your doctor, go for checkups. There are some necessary tests, important tests that is supposed to be carried out. Okay, so what's your take on family planning?
Family planning has, family planning actually has two different types. There is the artificial and the other one,
The natural.
the natural
Okay,
one.
okay. So, you prefer natural, like
Yes.
going the natural way. If though although I'm not on any, but if I have my way to go for family planning, I will. Although I've heard things about family planning, that family
Of
planning makes you
course.
big, family planning makes you.
But
But I spoke to a consultant one time. She's a gynecologist. Told me about the family planning. Though it's not as if family planning is bad. That is why there are different types of family
Of
planning.
yeah.
So if you want to go
IUD,
for exactly IUD, the injectables, drugs, and
a lot of things.
exactly. So if you want to go for, before you go for any family planning, you have to consult your doctor.
Your doctor.
They are going to do some tests, carry
On
some
you,
tests,
check out your
to
medical
know the-
history.
to know the best one, the perfect
On
one for you.
you.
So I don't believe in that natural because it has failed me. This is my second child that I had. I was using that natural method. It failed me. So
You don't want to go there again.
I don't want. I prefer going for, let me go to the hospital. Okay, yes, so there's something
Yeah.
in me that is preventing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, about family planning. So how do you space your children? Like how do you space?
Space. I only have
how old is Desmond? Your first is Daniel. How old is Daniel?
3 years and 6 months.
And how old is Desmond?
A year and 6.
Wow. So, but you took in when Daniel was 2 years. No,
No,
sorry.
Daniel was already a year and 3 months.
Was that how you planned your family, your child spacing, or it just happened?
Honestly, no. So the thing is, basically, my husband was not around at the time because I really wanted to do it like ASAP, like sharp.
Hey!
Seriously,
You are the complete opposite of me.
I just want to do it sharp, get this thing done and move on. But then with Daniel, my husband wasn't around at that moment, so the space was just there. Daniel was already a year and 3 months when he came back.
Okay.
And boom, Desmond came in. So I've never really, sit down and start planning on how to space my child. So in my own opinion, I've never even done any. I think it's more of my husband being around or me being away for some time. So that's
Like, can you share your experiences or what's your take on child preparedness? Like, what are the necessary things for a woman to do before going into this journey called motherhood? What are the right tests? Please let us continue the conversation in the comment section.
Yeah.
I await your comments. So thank you so much if you've watched up until now. I really do appreciate. Yeah, if you don't like this video, please just like the video, and your comment is very, very important. And please subscribe to my channel if this is your first time on here. And please head over to our channel and talk with Mara and subscribe to her channel, and we will see you all in
vibes upon vibes, okay? No darling. If you have BP, whatever sickness, come over to my channel. I'm gonna cure you. Period.
Thank you so much, and we will see you all in our next one. For now, bye.